Hey guys, welcome back to Only English Literature again. Today we'll be solving some PYQs from important dramatists. So let's start with our first question. Match the following plays with their authors according to the code given below. Identify the authors with their works. So as we know, Heartbreak House is by G.B. Shaw. So 1 is matched with number 4. So 4 should become under the first one, Roman 1. So D is the right answer. Heartbreak House is by George Bernard Shaw. Loyalty is by John Galsworthy. A 1922 drama by John Galsworthy. In the Jungle of Cities is by Bertolt Brecht. And The Family Reunion by T.S. Eliot, that was published in the year 1939, and it's a verse drama. Let's move on to second number question. Which of the following plays of Bernard Shaw attacks Darwinism? Which of the following plays of Bernard Shaw attacks Darwinism? You never can tell, Man and Superman, Saint Joan, Back to Methuselah. It is Back to Methuselah. D is the correct answer. Back to Methuselah was published in 1921. This is the massive 5-play cycle is George Bernard Shaw's definitive philosophical attack on Darwinism. In its extensive preface and through the narrative itself, Shaw explicitly rejects Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. Instead, he advocates for Lamarckian creative evolution and his own concept of the life force. Third question is, which of the following plays by T.S. Eliot in the correct chronological order of publication? Murder in the Cathedral was published in the year 1935. 1935. And Family Reunion was in 1939. 1939. The Cocktail Party was published in the year 1949. And Confidential Clerk was published in the year 1953. So A makes it the right answer. So A is the right answer. Yes, you have the answer here. C.N. O'Casey's Juno and the Peacock is a romantic comedy, a historical tragedy, a mythical reconstruction, a tragic comedy. What is the correct answer? C.N. O'Casey's Juno and the Peacock. It is a tragic comedy. Tragic comedy is the right answer. Let's move on to 5 number question. Dryden's All for Love is an adaptation of Philaster, Romeo and Juliet, Antony and Cleopatra, Edward II. It is Antony and Cleopatra. 6th number is, who of the following was the immediate predecessor of the drama proper? Who of the following was the immediate predecessor of the drama proper? The interlude, the morality play, the miracle play, the liturgical play. It is the interlude. Given below are 2 statements. Let's find out which one is the correct or which one is the false. The theatre was at a great popularity in 18th century England. Statement 2 says, theatre had court patronage in and around London. In light of the above statements, choose the correct answer from the option given below. So theater was popular in the 15th century, late 15th century. So it makes the statement 1 false. Where is the false statement? Statement 1 is false. But theatre had court patronage in and around London in light of the above statements. So 2 is true and 1 is false, so 4 is the correct answer. You will get the PDF on our WhatsApp group or WhatsApp channel. Which of the following statements holds true in regard to sentimental comedy? Sentimental comedy. It is a dramatic composition which satirizes the manners and affections of a class. It is a dramatic composition that focuses on characters, each of them representing a type of personality. It is a dramatic composition that depicts how seriously young people take love and how foolishly it makes them behave. It is a species of dramatic composition in which the virtues of private life are exhibited. Yes, that seems a correct answer. So 4 is the correct answer, I guess. Let's see. Yes, 4 is a species of dramatic composition in which the virtues of private life are exhibited rather than vices exposed, and the distresses rather than the faults of mankind make our interest in the piece. Let's move to 9 number question. Besides being a playwright, who among the following translated Homer? Who had translated Homer? It was George Chapman. George Chapman is the right answer. Who among the following has authored the Revenge's Tragedy? Revenge's Tragedy. Revenge's Tragedy is by whom? It's by Cyril Tourneur. Cyril Tourneur. Who in the following attached himself to the Earl Nottingham's theatrical company? It was Christopher Marlowe. Yes, it's the right answer. Name the playwright who composed the play A Woman Killed with Kindness. It's a work by whom? A Woman Killed with Kindness. So it was a work by Thomas Heywood. Thomas Heywood is the right answer. Thomas Heywood, a domestic tragedy written around 1603. Which of the following are the plays written by Robert Greene? Robert Greene. So Edward the First was a play written by Greene's contemporary George Peele, and Moon for Misbegotten was written in around 20th century by Eugene O'Neill, and The Old Wife's Tale was written by George Peele in the year 1595. So B and E makes the correct answer. B and E are the plays written by George Greene. Which of the following are written by George Peele? Now it's about George Peele. Again, Moon for Misbegotten is by Eugene O'Neill, and The Scottish History by another Elizabethan dramatist and wit. So the right answer is A, C and E. A, C and E is the right answer. 15 number question. Identify the works written by Richard Brinsley Sheridan. Richard Brinsley Sheridan. As we know, The Citizen of the World is written by Oliver Goldsmith, Irene is by Samuel Johnson, and the other one is I don't know, Richelieu. But that makes the correct answer. I think if I do not consider Richelieu here, then the Patrick's Day might seem as the right answer, and Diana, we know that Diana and Patrick's Day also, I feel it's the right answer. B and C might be the answer. Let's check. B and C, yes. St. Patrick's Day and Diana. Richelieu is by a playwright, Edward Bulwer Lytton. It's by Edward Bulwer Lytton. Let's move forward to next question. Name the playwright who wrote the play Epicene or The Silent Woman. Is the easiest. Can you guess? It is Ben Jonson. Dr. Primrose is a character comes in which of the plays? It comes in The Vicar of the Wakefield by Oliver Goldsmith. It was a classic 1766 novel. List 1. You can't eat the orange and throw the peel away. A man is not a piece of fruit. Match list 1 with list 2. Identify the correct work and the summary of the work. So the correct answer is, it should be, you can't eat orange and throw the peel away. It seems like it's apart from Death of a Salesman, and Nobody Thinks, Nobody Cares. It's kind of sound like Look Back in Anger. C4. Let's find out C4 and A3. A3C4. 4 is the correct answer. A3, the metaphorical quote, you can't eat the orange and throw the peel away, was found in Death of a Salesman. B1, Man and Superman, that says liberty means responsibility, that is why most men read it. C4, John Osborne's Look Back in Anger, which says nobody thinks, nobody cares, no beliefs, no convictions, and no enthusiasm. D2 is A Doll's House, which has this line, our room has been nothing but a playroom, I have been your doll wife. So it had connection with doll and doll house and doll's wife. You could make it. 19 number is the book The Theatre of Revolt was written by Robert Brustein. Statement 2 says the book The Theatre of Revolt is written in the context of the French Revolution. Find out which statement is correct, or any statement is false or not. As far as I know, but statement 1 is definitely a correct answer, but statement 2 is not correct. It does not say about French Revolution, so it makes the 4 number option correct. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. So here it is, 1 is true because it was written by an American theater critic and scholar, Robert Brustein, in the year 1964. And statement 2 is false because it's a modern drama and the evolution of revolting anti-bourgeoisie playwright focusing on these important writers. It is not written in the context of the French Revolution. So these writers are important because they might ask next time about these writers, who about the whether these writers were present in this book or not. Next, Sir Fopling Flutter appears in which play? In which play Sir Fopling Flutter appears? So, Sir Fopling Flutter appears in The Man of Mode by George Etheridge. Man of Mode by George Etheridge. Etheridge's 1676 restoration comedy Man of Mode or Sir Fopling Fluttered is portrayed as an extravagant, superficial fop or dandy who has just returned to London from Paris. He serves to parody the hyper fashionable elite, embodying the obsession with outer appearance, clothing, and French customs typical of the era's comedy of manners. Let's move forward to 21 number question that says the character type rake in restoration comedy refers to. Rake refers to a witty, immortal seducer. So it makes the C number option correct. A witty, immortal seducer. 22. Which of these themes best sums up the preoccupation of most of Vijay Tendulkar's play? What kind of themes are present in Vijay Tendulkar's play? Which are the most popular themes we can see here? It is workings of power we can see in Tendulkar's play. Workings of Power, Vijay Tendulkar's major plays primarily explored how power dynamics and institutional oppression operates across different layers of Indian society. His works dissect various manifestations of power, including patriarchal authority, social hierarchy, political corruption, and systematic violence. Which of the following are not by Rabindranath Tagore? Are not by Rabindranath Tagore. So, as far as I know, Parinata is a piece of work by Sarash Chandra Chattopadhyay, and Punarnava was also not by Rabindranath Tagore. Parinita and Punarva are not by Rabindranath Tagore. So D and E should be the correct answer. Yes, D and E is the correct answer. Name the playwright who has written Larin Sahib. Name the playwright who had written Larin Sahib. It is by Gurucharan Das. Gurucharan Das is the writer, and was later he won the Sultan Padmasi Playwriting Award for this. Identify the plays originally written by Vijay Tendulkar from the following. So D should be there in the option Sakaram Binder, and a cyclist and his fifth one. Yes, this was also by Vijay Tendulkar. A and D, A is there, D is there, and the vultures is also by Vijay Tendulkar. So C is the correct answer. A, C, and D only, and the other two works, Scandal in Fairyland, was not written by Vijay Tendulkar. Scandal in Fairyland was by Badal Sarkar. Fire and the Rain was by Kannada playwright Girish Karnad. Identify the plays written by Asif Karimboy from the following. So Dance Like a Man is by Mahesh Dattani. So E should not be there. E should not be there. And another Princess, A number. A, Princess, and Dance Like a Man. So it comes B, C, and D is the correct answer. B, C, and D. Princess was by Jeev Patel. Dance Like a Man was by Mahesh Dattani. Which of the following plays of Shakespeare was translated into Bengali and directed by Girish Karnad? Which of the plays? Identify the play. It was Macbeth. Which of the following have not been written by Mahesh Dattani? Have not. Can you guess? So just now we have seen that Dance Like a Man is by Mahesh Dattani, and On a Muggy Night in Mumbai is a popular work by Mahesh Dattani. Bravely Fought the Queen is also by Mahesh Dattani. So B and D was these works were not written by Mahesh Dattani. B and D. So Fire and the Rain was written by this work was by Girish Karnad, and A Touch of Brightness by Partap Sharma. Next, 29 number question. Which two of the following dramatists have won the Sultan Padmasi Award? Just now we had studied about his work, Gurcharan Das and Cyrus Mistry. B and D. 2. B and D. So Mahesh Dattani had received Sahitya Academy Award, and Girish Karnad, he had won the Jnanpith Award, and he is not recipient of the Sultan Padmasi Award. Let's move forward to the 30th number question, and it's the last question of the day. And it's the following playwrights chronologically in accordance with the years of their birth. Asif Karim Boy's birth year is 1928. Guru Charan Das' birth year is 1943. Nisi Medical's birth year is 1924. G.V. Patel's birth year is 1940, and Cyrus Mistry's birth year is 1956. So 24. C should come first. C and then Asif Karim Boy. C A D B E makes the correct answer, and the right answer C A D B E is the right answer. Here you have the birth years. You can get this PDF on our WhatsApp channel. You can connect to our WhatsApp channel by our link that is given in the description as well as in our channel's bio.